So I started making a video 2 seconds ago. Hi guys, and then I realized that I should probably write a script or something because I'm awkward and I'm not very good at this. But I didn't do that. I'm just gonna try again. So my name is Casey, and you all know me as underscore homesick blues underscore. So, hi. The majority of my questions were about my username, which is a Bob Dylan reference. And I had a big phase with the song Subterranean Homesick Blues, and it was my MySpace name and my MySpace about me and my MySpace song and my LiveJournal username because it was created around the same time, and that song is very good. But that is the origin of my username. I do like blues music, but that is not what the username is in reference to. So, yes, Bob Dylan. So, in conjunction with the last question, some of the musical artists that I will always love, Bob Dylan is one of them. The Beatles and The Who were my first ever favorite bands, and I will always love them as well. Also, My Chemical Romance. I know everybody thinks so much less of me, but I will always love them. They're very nice boys, and their music meant a lot to me in my angsty high school years, and I will always love them for it. I also will always love Marilyn Manson, and those are my big all-time favorite bands. So I spent a lot of time trying to decide which book I would live in, if I could live in a book, because that's a really hard question. There are a lot of books that, like, would I go with my favorite setting or my favorite characters? Because most of the books with my favorite characters have, like, horribly depressing plot lines, or somebody dies, or something I wouldn't particularly want to be a part of, or something, I don't know, that I wouldn't fit in, or something like that. So I'm not really sure. I think my first instinct is to say Harry Potter, of course, because, you know, wizards and whatnot, and who wouldn't want to have some crazy wizard powers? And, yeah, so Harry Potter, obviously, natural choice. I don't know, some other weird stuff was coming to mind where, I don't know, something where somebody has crazy adventures and like Lord of the Rings. Why do I keep, I don't know, some weird, it doesn't have to be a fantasy book, but some crazy adventures. Um, the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. Crazy adventures. I don't know, anything that has crazy adventures and crazy characters, but cool characters. I thought about The Outsiders because there's some cool characters, but where would I fit in that book? I wouldn't, and depressing, so it's okay. I'll just read it again. So that is my book analysis. So if I could be anywhere in the world, I'm gonna be on a trip of some sort. Because I wouldn't really want to be in one place forever. I think I'm gonna start my trip in France and go see some crazy French sites. I think I'm gonna try to stop using the word crazy quite so much in this video, but yeah. So I'd like to travel all over Europe. The only other country I've ever been to besides America is Germany, which is excellent. I'd like to go back to Germany, but I'd like to see a little bit of France, a little bit of Spain, a little bit of Ireland, you know, the works. Um, if I could live anywhere for good, like to have a home base from which I could travel, I would live in LA, in Hollywood, because I have lots of family there and I am a big fan of Hollywood, and I just really like that city, and that's where I would live. So I was asked about James Van Der Beek. I didn't actually know who that was, so I had to Google him. The guy from Dawson's Creek. Who knew, right? I have never watched Dawson's Creek, and I've never watched Varsity Blues, and I am not helpful at all in answering this question for you, but I sorry, it was like before my time, I guess. I was only 8 when that show started, Dawson's Creek, so I didn't watch it. I apologize, James. So the best movie I've ever seen, also a really hard question. My favorite movie, well, one of my favorite movies is Still Crazy. I don't think anybody really watches that. It's really good though. It's about this band from the 70s, and they have broken up and had boring old lives since then, and they're reuniting, and there are crazy antics, and there's some good music, and there's a touching story. It's a really, really good movie. There's a really cute guitar player in it. I also, A Hard Day's Night is one of my favorite movies. The Beatles were just fantastic, and it's really amusing and some really good music, and it's a cute plot line, and the Beatles are fantastic. And so those are some of my favorite movies. Emile Hirsch is my favorite actor of all time, and so a lot of his movies are some of my favorites. Lords of Dogtown is really excellent. Imaginary Heroes is really excellent. He's just a very good actor. He's very talented. I met him this summer, and I managed to work up the courage to go up to him and say, "You're my favorite actor of all time," and then he held me there and like asked me lots of questions about myself, and I wasn't anticipating having to make small talk, so I really was awkward and went like and then I really wanted to awkwardly walk away, but he kept asking me questions, and it was cool, but I was not prepared to answer any questions. Anyway, and then I finally managed to awkwardly walk away, and I did that thing where you go like, "All right, see ya," and then I turned around really fast and walked into something and went like, "How long's that been there?" And then I left, and it was humiliating, but it was awesome because I got to meet Emile Hirsch, is the point that I'm making. And I was at a play in Hollywood, actually, and he asked me what brought me there, and I was actually there because Chris Pine was in the play, and Chris Pine is a babe, but I didn't want to say that to Emile Hirsch, so I said, "I love the theater," and I gestured grandly. So my last question is about whether or not I can dance, and this is not the response I think you're going for, but I took Irish dance for about 6 years, and well, this is one of my Irish dance shoes, and it's very nice. It's got a fiberglass tip. That is why it's so loud. And I'm not going to put these on because I haven't put them on in like 8 million years, and they're probably really small now, like really, really small. But anyway, I might do a little dancing for you. Just you wait. It was so hard to film that. I just hope you know the effort I went through trying to find some music, then deciding not to find some music, then doing some dancing, then screwing it up. That was hard to film. But, man, if I made an outtakes of this, there would be some outtakes. So in conclusion, that really tired me out. But I think as an outro, I'll do a little more dancing for you guys. You think that I could muster up a little soft shoot in this way, but I don't feel like dancing, no, so no dancing today. Don't feel like dancing, even if I find nothing left to do. Don't feel like dancing, we can tell when I'm out of the mood. Don't feel like dancing, rather be out with the one in the bed down. Thanks for asking the questions, you guys. I spent most of the evening doing this, so I hope you had a thoroughly entertaining time. I'll see you around the internet, guys. Bye!